So we are coming to the tail end of Module 2 in the systems. There's so much stuff that was shared in here. Hopefully your brain is just exploding with tons of value. Best part about this, you get to watch these videos. So, and there'll be opportunities that you'll have to stay tuned for to get more of everything that we're up to on my team, where we're heading to, and a private closed Facebook group with us. So that's going to be really exciting. So stay tuned for that. And later on, one thing that I did not touch on here is, where do I get the music for my Community Connects? Let me show you. Audio Jungle, audiojungle.net. Save that as your bookmark. This is going to be your lifesaver. This is royalty-free music that you purchase. Yes, it does come at a cost, but it's great. You can go to YouTube. By the way, YouTube has a lot of free music that you can download and use as an MP3. Great. I've used them in the beginning, but I've learned that paying the $20 for more modern themed music, it just does better. It just does better. It sounds better, and it's what the professionals use. So audiojungle.net will allow you to preview songs. Here's what I do. I don't spend too much time in here. It takes me long enough. I go to music. I click popular items, and I just start previewing them. All you do is, this is what's popular, and you can search. So Kraft Family Chiropractic, I didn't want an upbeat, bouncing around, energetic song, so I searched for like a jazzy piano. I literally type in jazz piano. Oops. And then the results come up. And then you hit preview. And, and you just kind of go from there. But I don't like doing it that way because it takes really long to find something. It's easier just to click music, popular items, and then just listen to a couple. And the one, it tells you how many sales they have, how many stars it's rated. Once you purchase this song, it's good forever. You can use it with any video. So you see what I'm saying? And then you go, like I just used this one in one of my videos that I did. That was more of like an emotional, uplifting video, right? Anyway, you heart the ones that you like, but if you're ready to buy it, you click here. You get the standard music license. I don't think I've ever picked anything other than standard. You click add to cart, and then you go check out. Obviously, you're going to have to create a sign-in and login on Audio Jungle. Just do it. This is where you get the music. And then when you have the music in your possession, after your video is all edited, all you have to do is go here in your find wherever it downloaded to, drag it and drop it into the your Final Cut Pro or your iMovie, and then add the music below. And if someone else, if you're contracting someone else to do this for you, it's going to cost some money. Video editing is not cheap. That's why you got to learn to do it yourself, I think, and spend the time up front, because the way I do it is just like this. I download it, I drag it and drop it to the bottom of it, and now boom, you have music right under your audio. You drag the dBs down a little bit. What do I mean by dBs? Let's just show you. Okay, so right here, this is 0 dBs. This means there's no negative and there's no positive. That means it's just regular voice. So if I wanted to strip all the audio from this, see how this has audio? Or it doesn't have audio? Well, it doesn't because it's not on. But anyway, I stripped everything, and now I want to add music. I go here to music. Oops. Oh, my happy, energetic, upbeat. It syncs. This is why I love Final Cut Pro. It syncs with your iTunes. So anything that you buy from Audio Jungle, you download it, and then it automatically goes to iTunes, which automatically syncs with here. You drag this and drop this underneath. And that, my friends, is music now. Now you have music along with your video. Just as simple as that. What I mean by this is, with your Community Connects, is in the beginning you want it to be high or, louder because nobody's talking. There's no audio. And then it goes to you when you start talking in front of the place. And then you're going to cut just a small portion, however long you're outside for, and you're going to drop the dBs. Oops. Put it back to 0. See what I mean? So I'm going to cut this. So now this is a separate clip at 0, and I'm going to drop this to 20. Or 23. Somewhere in the 20s. You see how it changes? That allows your voice to be heard, but the music still to play lightly in the background. And then when you go into your interview, you're going to do the same thing. Drop it down there. It goes through your whole interview. Blah, blah, blah. And at the end, for your outro slide, say this is your end. Just get rid of everything else. We're just cutting and get rid of everything else. And this is your end right here. So boom. Now you're going to make that back up to whatever it was before, or 0 dBs. So it starts here, outside. Hey, this is Sean, Community Connect episode, blah, blah, blah. Or this is the 6 overlay clips in the beginning where it switches back and forth. Hey, this is Sean. This is what we're doing. This actually has to be longer. Hey, this is Sean, the Community Connect episode. Let's head inside and meet the owner. And then it stays right there. And actually, I would argue it goes down a little more because you don't want the music to overpower your voices in the interview. So I would leave it at like 34, just a slight decrease. See how that was very slight, and now you're in the interview process and you're just talking and you're adding overlay videos to the top. I just gave you a sneak peek of Final Cut Pro training at the very end. We're going to get rid of everything in there because we went where we weren't supposed to, and that's Final Cut Pro training. As you can tell, I have found a niche for video editing that I hate because I love to do it, and it's just not my trade, my first trade. My first trade is selling real estate and marketing. All right, so lesson 2.7, this is what this was supposed to be about. So we kind of went in the weeds there, but it was good to go in the weeds. Let's talk about starting a podcast through Anchor and how ridiculously easy it is. The only struggle that I find is staying consistent. You need to block time out in your schedule and do nothing but the podcast when it's in the schedule. Because if you skip it, you can skip it, and that's how you lose people interest in someone that's subscribed to your podcast because they're counting on you to be there, and then you're not there. It's just, this guy's not serious or whatever. How to start a podcast. Anchor.com.fm, I'm sorry. This is my podcast. Nope. FM. Sign up now. It's 100% free, or you can download it on the App Store. Anchor looks just like this. You sign up now, full name, email, password, and then you get to the login. Like I'll just log into mine. I think. What did we do here? I can't remember. There it is. Wow, 987 plays. That's really good. Want to get paid to podcast? Activate listener support to start collecting payments from your listeners. Wow, that's cool. Didn't even know you could do that, but great. This just tells you how many episodes that we have and what we do. It's super easy. You create your profile on Anchor. You set up everything. What are you going to call it? We called us Keeping It Real Estate. I think that's pretty cliche. To be honest with you, if I had to do it all over again, I would call it the Ask Sean Anthony Show. It's just what Gary Vee did. It's what everybody's doing, and it works. My friends is Ask Team Montalvo. If I had to do it again and rebrand it, that's what I would call it. So this is in the dashboard. I don't ever use it because I do everything from my phone. So you can embed it, and there's all kinds of cool stuff about podcasts. What I'm trying to say is, wow, a lot of people listen on Spotify. That's interesting. Okay. It's available on 9 different platforms. So what Anchor does is it connects you to every platform. So how to listen to a podcast, you can do it on podcasts with iTunes, Spotify, Overcast, all these things I didn't even know that was there. iOS, Spotify, Anchor, iTunes, desktop people listen to it as. Anchor, what Anchor does is it allows you to create a profile, submit everything, give your podcast a name, submit your first episode, and then hit submit, and it sends it to all these platforms and activates it on those platforms for you as it comes. It goes for iTunes first. That's where everybody listens to podcasts. But after that, it does everything for you. I can't tell you how easy this is. I literally downloaded the Anchor app, recorded our first episode from my phone. Dudes, ladies, you do not need anything fancy. You don't need a microphone. You need your phone with the same microphones that you use to clip on your chest that you've already bought. If you listen to my earlier videos, put it in your phone, clip it here, clip it to someone else that you're interviewing, and do the same exact thing. Guess what? With this, there's no video. It's all voice. So it's pretty simple. You literally, I wish you could see this. Anchor app, where is it? Anchor looks like that. You ready? And then I'm going to click Anchor. See that? Got it. Thanks. My latest episode had 187 plays. That's pretty good. So it's pretty easy. You basically, this is your home page, and then you hit create to start something new. You tap record. Here's what I like about it. You tap it and hold it up, and then you set your phone down, and you just start talking. And from there on, it's very, oops, delete. What? Delete recording. Anyway, you can invite people to join. Anchor is no doubt the easiest way to set up your podcast, and you need to be doing it. You know, there's video's great, but what happens if people are missing your video because they don't have Facebook? Not likely, right? But you want every platform. You want the podcast, you want the video, you want the live videos, you want the billboards, you want the newspaper. Not one of these works, guys. Everything works together. So, podcast. When to record it? We do it ours bi-weekly. I think this needs to be done weekly. Every Friday, for say Friday at 5, you're recording your podcast. Why do I say that? Because when people subscribe to your podcast, they're listening to it. Say they listen to it, and you tell them they know religiously that if they're expecting a new podcast episode from Sean and Keeping It Real Estate, they can expect it at Friday at 5. Some people look forward to it. Either way, how long are the episodes? We try to keep it under 20 minutes. Think about car commute. You're listening to this in the car 9 times out of 10, or on a run, 30 minutes and under. What to record? I literally have stolen blog posts. Not stolen, but basically just took blog post ideas that I've already posted, and I'm like, okay, we'll talk about that. Same thing with the credit score thing that we talked about earlier. Think of all the frequently asked questions that you get asked. That's what to record. What is my credit? Say you start the podcast off like this. My credit. I just recently got a frequently asked question. How low does my credit? How high does my credit score have to be to buy a house? Boom. That's a podcast episode. And then you just start talking. This is the question, and there's no need. You can go in the weeds. You can start talking about other things, but that's where you start, and then you just start talking into your phone or talking into your mics that are plugged into your phone. What do I need to do it? Your phone, your dual lavalier mics that you should have by now, and then what am I going to name it? The Ask Your First Name, Last Name Show. Why not? It works for everybody else. So that's starting a podcast through Anchor. I really, really recommend doing this because it's just ears that you need, or that you, why not? Why leave it on the table is what I'm trying to say. All right, guys, let's head to the next lesson while we wrap up the module section.